Hey, today is May 18th now. It's a Tuesday. Um, I took three trades today. They were on Roku, Boeing, and Netflix. Yeah, you can ignore this. So two of the three trades worked out perfectly. Um, one of the trades was a loser. Um, I ended the day slightly green. So I'm going to be reviewing all three of those trades. And then on top of that, I'm going to be reviewing a Tesla trade, which I missed. It was a beautiful setup. It worked out the best. I missed it because I was in Netflix at the time. That just happens. So I'm going to be reviewing all four setups. I just want to cover them because to me, they were all high quality setups, which should have been taken. Okay, so because I have to cover four, I'll go relatively fast. But the first one I did take was Boeing. Let me start off with the higher time frame. Uh, this is a beautiful break. You can see that on the 1 hour time frame, we had formed the wedge pattern. We rejected one, two, three, four times. We rejected this upper trend line. So my pre-market plan was simple: a break of this upper trend line as well as 2 hour supply um, could um, could lead to a higher move. Considering that we had this gap fill and 45-minute supply 6 or 7 points away from the breakout. So let's go to intraday time frame, uh, and I can talk about exactly where I entered and why. So let me put this in context for you. Yeah. Let me go to NQ, go to ES. So Boeing actually follows YM, or you can relate it to SPY, not really QQQ because it's not a tech stock. But I do like to compare it to all three: ES, NQ, and YM. But you can see that, look at the first 15 minutes. Boeing did reject like NQ and ES, but then at 9:40 we broke above 2 hour supply. We broke out of this longer term wedge. While ES and NQ, I can move this. While ES and NQ couldn't even get above their high day. So I talk about this all the time. What does Boeing have? Boeing has clear relative strength. Next, I'm looking for a place to take it long. 230. 230 is a key level. It's a psychological level. So I want to enter before the 230 break. And then obviously 236 is a pretty unrealistic target, but just scale out along the way. 230 is a level which a lot of traders watch. Um, so this is where I had to use a little bit of intuition. I've been doing this for a while, so um, there really wasn't a perfect entry in my opinion, but I can just walk you through the price action. So what really, really caught my interest was this 945 candle. And why did this catch my interest? Well, I was looking for some basing period because this impulse move at the time wasn't a huge move, so I knew there was possibility for a move higher. That's why I was okay for waiting with like five minutes of consolidation. Usually, I stress that I want like 30 to 40 minutes of consolidation, but we just started the impulse move, and the impulse move would carry us through 230. So I just wanted some quick period of consolidation before taking it long. However, I did not get that, but what I did get was this 945 basing candle with a huge lower wick. So what is this telling me? We moved up nicely from 226.5 all the way to 229. Then Boeing consolidated for 5 minutes with this lower wick, even though it was a green candle. So my plan was to, enter right before the high day and right before 230, speculating a move higher. Let me go to the next candle now. I wanted to do this candle by candle. Is there a way I can do that? No, probably not. Okay, yeah. So 950, we have that push. Where I think I could have improved my trade was um, enter slightly before the high day break. This wick did not scare me at all, just because I always wait for a 5 minute candle close. So where I think I could have improved slightly was enter slightly before this high day break. I entered a little bit after, so I did indeed pay inflated premium. Uh, so trading plan still intact. My plan would probably be or my stop loss would be wherever my plan failed. And my plan is working out right now. Let's go to the next candle. So this is the candle which, it told me that, okay, I just need to get out of this trade. At this point, ES and NQ really, really aren't moving above their high day. I thought that, ES and NQ and even YM, let me just go to YM. YM is a down. I really thought that, around here, both NQ and ES and YM would start approaching their high day, but that just wasn't the case. So just playing with the information I'm given, we break above 230. The high of this candle was 230.01. We break above the high of this candle and we immediately reject. That is a bearish sign for me. That combined with the fact that ES and NQ weren't approaching their high day and they were actually heading lower told me that, okay, I just need to get out close to break even. I don't want to play games. So I exited and I took like a $10 gain. What happened? Next candle. This doesn't look like much, but this is a huge drop. This is a $2 drop. Premiums are down maybe 40-50% at this point. So just by using power of intuition, screen time, being able to react super fast, I was luckily able to avoid this drop. This drop would have killed my premiums. I probably would have been break even on the week because I did take an amazing trade on Monday. So this would have, wiped out all my gains. But this is what I mean by using real-time analysis to make quick decisions. I saw that we tried getting above 230, we failed. I saw that NQ, I saw that NQ, I saw that ES, and I saw that YM all failed to move higher, so I just exited. I do think this was a good trade. Just because it didn't work out doesn't mean it's a bad trade. We did have clear relative strength. We broke out of this longer term wedge. What I really, really liked about this was volume. I saw these nice lower wicks indicating that buyers were present, and I saw a potential 230 key level break with no supply ahead. So to me, this was a very, very good trade, just didn't work out. And we are 7 minutes in, so I need to speed this up. But next trade was on Roku. If I really want to talk about relative strength, I really don't think it gets much better than this. Roku moved from a low of 930 all the way to like 1005. It moved $18. That's a huge deal on Roku. So Roku had a significant move higher. So Roku has clear relative strength. At this point, ES and NQ are also moving higher. So and also what I liked about this is that we broke 45-minute supply, so I can remove that. We broke 3-hour supply, and if you go into a higher time frame, the reason I really, really liked Roku is because on the daily chart, we were consolidating for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days or 7 days of consolidation. So when we consolidate in that tight of a range for that long of a period, we're usually going to see an explosive move. So that was my higher time frame analysis. So we sliced through 2 supply zones. We started basing in this 30-minute supply, and we did break above it. So, the supply doesn't worry me at all. If sellers were present, they would have brought it down. So now I'm formulating a plan, 330, psychological level, key level. Want to take it before the 330 break, targeting 1-hour supply. Very, very simple stuff. Don't want to overcomplicate it. And this supply, I wasn't too worried. It was choppy, and it wasn't really respecting it. ES didn't have supply for a while up too. So 330 break, potential test of 1-hour supply. But when we do move up this aggressively, I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to take a trade with like 5 minutes of consolidation, right? If we move up 12 or if we move at 18 points on Roku, we are going to need at least 30 minutes minimum of consolidation before a move higher. Because when we have large impulse moves, they require larger consolidation periods. So what happened? I mentioned this in the Discord as well. I said, I'm looking at Roku if we can consolidate for 30, 45 minutes. What happened? We consolidated for 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 minutes of consolidation. So to me, that is a long enough period of consolidation. Simple plan, take it above high day, take it before the 330 break, target 1-hour supply. So obviously those are my confirmations: relative strength, volume, nice impulse consolidation, key level break, supply acting as a magnet, ES and NQ moving higher at the time. So pretty standard stuff. Again, I entered right after the high day break, and this is where I'm messing up a little bit. I want to enter before the high day break, not after the high day break. So this kind of messed with me, but I did eventually get a nice move. I think I took four contracts. I took two off right here near the top, somewhere in this area. I had taken one off, and then I took another one right after. Uh, I don't want it'll take too long if I highlight everything, but I entered right above high day. And then, my other two contracts were moved to break even. And for some reason, because of time decay or just the spreads or whatever, this pullback literally killed my premiums. And I actually had to exit these two contracts for a loss. Usually my stop is break even, but it was just strange. It's probably because I entered after high day, so I bought inflated premium, and then this pullback just killed me. So I did take like four contracts. I took two of the contracts here for around like 60, 68 buck profit. And then I had to stop out of the last two contracts for like a 36 or $35 loss, which is just disappointing, bad execution on my part. I really, really need to enter before the break so something like this doesn't happen. If I had entered before the break, psychologically I'd be better knowing that my contracts are not at break even yet, and then I would have been able to sell around here for a little bit more of a gain. But that was not the case, so this wasn't as big as a winner as it should have been, and that's on me. The setup was beautiful, good on me that I took it, but I really, really need to work on the execution a little bit. That was Roku. Next, let's go to Netflix. So Netflix is a little bit confusing just because it didn't have clear relative strength. And I know it's a little bit strange. I always talk about like, okay, if we have relative strength, that's what I need to play. But you can see that, I mean, for the first like hour, Netflix consolidated, same with NQ. Then NQ broke high day, Netflix broke high day as well. So I wasn't really interested in Netflix, but what I did like about it was this very, very significant 1 hour trend line. It acted as resistance once, twice, three times yesterday, so it validated this trend line, and it was on a higher time frame. So I knew that a break of this trend line could cause an explosive move higher. So that was my first confirmation. Where I entered was right here. Again, same mistake. I entered after the trend line break and not before. So I agree. I did buy inflated premium. I should have entered at or slightly before the break. So that really messed with me. I entered right here. And then my plan was simple, break of high day and continuation higher. I did take five contracts as well. However, for me, this trade was a loser. And the reason why, I didn't scale out along the way is because I had a clear plan. My plan was on top of the trendline break, on top of volume increasing, on top of ES and NQ moving higher, we had a 30-minute DBD. So this, no, 30-minute rally-based rally. So we had the first rally at 10, nice basing at 10:30. And you can see that this rally-based rally failed, but in hindsight, it looked very, very good. Let me just like that. See that this is setting up to be a clear rally-based rally. So there were a lot of confirmations for this trade, especially this 1 hour longer term trend line. Didn't work. I bought inflated premium as soon as the 11:25 candle closed and this 30-minute DVD failed. I simply accepted that, okay, my trading plan failed. And again, that's how I do stop losses. My stop losses are wherever my trading plan fails. And in this case, when the 30-minute DBD or 30-minute rally-based rally had failed, I accepted the loss and I exited here. So I took a loss of 5 cents per contract, which to me is not a big deal at all. I did play 5 contracts though because I thought it was a really good setup, and it was. But setups don't work out all the time. What happened? We failed, and then we had this nice break again later in the day. I don't trade past 12, but it worked out perfectly. And that's the thing with trading. You're never gonna know when a setup works. You just have to execute your trades, take the high probability trades. If they don't work and they work at a later time, then let's just say you just have to move on from that and not chase up here. Because I assure you, people bought up. I can assure you that people bought up here, and look where they are. They're underwater. They probably stopped out. their premiums are killed. So no reason to chase up here. I had a plan. It didn't work out. That's fine. I took the loss. I lost like 25 bucks, which isn't a big deal. I'm still green on the day. So those were the three trades I took. This video is 15 minutes. Yeah, so I'm sorry if this video is longer, but I am covering 4 trades. But last one I wanted to cover, it was a beautiful setup. I really wish I took the setup. I mentioned this in the Discord like 40 minutes before it happened too. It was a beautiful setup. Unfortunately, I was not able to capitalize on it just because I was in Netflix at the same time. And that's one of my rules, you know? I'm not going to manage 2 trades at the same time because it is pretty stressful. Even managing one is pretty stressful. So 2 is it's just not my cup of tea. But you can see that, Tesla broke high day at 10:05. Where's NQ? NQ isn't close to high day. ES isn't close to high day. So super basic stuff. Clear relative strength. This 10:25 candle also confirmed that we had relative strength. We moved up a nice volume. So now step 1 is done. I realized that Tesla has relative strength. Now I'm looking at some place to take it long. So right here, key resistance level and psychological level. I can just draw it out for you. 590. I think there's a key level around this area too. So that's the thing. You can use Dylan's key levels, but you can also use your own. I noticed that Tesla had resistance here on Friday, end of Friday. It acted as support end of Wednesday, beginning of Thursday. So 590 is a key level. So super simple plan. I want to take it before the 590 break, possibly targeting 595 and 600 because these are, psychological numbers. What I really liked about Tesla is that we had moved we were pretty extended. So as I talk about, when we're extended, we need a good period of consolidation. What do we get? We got a nice consolidation from 10:30 all the way till 11:05. So 35 minutes of consolidation, buyers found value. Then simply they started moving it higher. And then in theory, I would have taken it right before the 590 break, scale one out at the beginning of this green candle, and then when this rally-based rally fails, scale my second one out. So this would have been my trade. I talked about this relentless times in the Discord. However, I was not able to capitalize it, and that's just how trading is. Both Netflix and Tesla were high probability trades in my opinion. I took the wrong one. I was on the wrong side today, which it's fine. It happens. But in my opinion, today was a beautiful day to trade. There were a lot of good setups. On my part, I did mess up the execution a little bit, so that's just something to work forward going in the future. But I'm going to end the video here, and I hope you guys have a great rest of the day.